And welcome back to What If Goku had went with Radditz part 3, 4, 4, 4. Last week left them, they were training for the androids. Goku, Vegeta, and Radditz had all reached Super Saiyan level, with Goku being the strongest. Radditz and Vegeta basically fighting neck and neck for the second place. Vegeta has chilled out to a certain degree. I mean, he's not happy that Radditz and Goku, particularly Goku, is more powerful than them. But Radditz, he's at least able to give Radditz a solid fight now, or at least almost beat Radditz in fights, or even beat him occasionally. So there's been definitely some anger management with Vegeta going on. And reaching the level of Super Saiyan certainly does help for Vegeta. So, what has happened in the 3 years before the androids show up? Well, Trunks is born. Now, who is Trunks? Trunks' father? Well, it's a tough little call. I would say it would be Radditz is the dad this time around. And I say that because while Vegeta and Radditz both probably, Radditz goes on up and hangs with Goku at his place. I do think Vegeta is just too new, and Radditz has been around enough to kind of make an impression on Bulma and Bulma on him. So I think there is, and Radditz is also just nowhere near as big a dick initially as Vegeta is, or at least as time grew on, he grew to be much less of a dick than Vegeta ultimately overall is, up until he get to like Super. So, he rubbed off on Bulma in more ways than one. And they have a kid, and that is Trunks. Trunks is actually the son of Radditz, not Vegeta. That's not to say that Vegeta might not be able to, meet a lady or things along those lines, but as it stands, Vegeta is, still lives there, still lives at Capsule Court, and him and Bulma are, live there, him and Radditz. Which works out in his favor, because now he gets to spar Radditz anytime he really wants, and Radditz is more than happy to oblige him. And occasionally, teams up with Goku. They spar. They got a good three-way rivalry going on. Goku still, though, is the strongest on the planet. Unfortunately, neither of them are, hey, take your medicine. So Goku, when he does face off against the androids, while being at 10 million initially for his base power, is actually more closer to about 8 or 7. Then we reach the point where they meet the androids. Their whole thing with Yamcha happens. Gets a hole through his chest. And then they go off to the wasteland. Goku again is roughly at 7 at this point. He's not as strong as he should be. The androids also, for what it's worth, because Radditz has now been living on the planet to some extent now, I would imagine, and they've been around for a whole debacle. I would imagine that they are to a degree stronger. Excuse me, 1 second. I just had a popsicle, so the coating is still in my mouth. But they would be strong, because I don't believe either Jiro or 19 were above 200 million. And while they are stronger than their future timeline counterparts, I don't believe 18 or 17 were above like 350 and or 300 and 350 respectively. But we'll crank that up a bit. So now Jiro and 19, I believe, would both be over 200 million, and 18 and 17 are like 400 million and 350 respectively. You know what I mean. The stronger is the stronger. 17 is the 400, she's the 350. Anyway, the fight breaks out, the fight goes down, and Goku still, for what it's worth, goes Super Saiyan, and he's still dominating the early fight. Unfortunately, his power is draining pretty quick, but to the point where when he throws that Kamehameha at 19 first absorbs the energy, but he's already at maybe like 300 million at that point. His power's waning fast. At that point, 19's now adding that excess energy onto him, starts to beat the shit out of Goku. This time, though, Vegeta and Radditz are both there. Both of them are just like, Radditz wants to go and help his brother, but Vegeta, kind of berates, like, if he needs our help, he'll ask for it. If he needs his help, then he's not a true Saiyan. Yeah, he's still my brother, Dan. I was like, yeah, well, I don't care about my brother. Yeah, well, whatever happened, trouble? I don't know, really. So, yeah, that conversation. And then, Goku eventually is about to be killed. He's like, damn it, I can't have that bastard die before I get a hold of him. And then him and Radditz both go in and, boom, just smash right into 19 and just wreck 19's ship. Jiro hightails it. Does lose an arm to Piccolo. Still manages to basically get out, trick them, leave the area and get to his lab. Awaken 18 and 17. They kill Jiro. They also awaken 16, who at this point I think would be like 600 million. So we'll say base cell is 600 million. Okay, excuse me. So there's the whole scenario where 18 and Vegeta fight. Now Vegeta is a little under 18, but 18 would actually be impressed that Vegeta's actually doing it. So it's actually a solid fight where Vegeta actually gets some good licks in. So it just boom, just smashes into her. Gets a good shot at it. Ultimately, though, she does win because he tires out and she doesn't. But it's not as one-sided of an ass-kicking as initially was. 17 then comes, beats the living crap out of Piccolo, beats the crap out of Radditz because he's able to get a lucky shot, and beats the shit out of Trunks and everyone else, and then they go off to look for Goku. So you have Piccolo, who basically says, I'm going to have to go and do the thing and fuse with the guy, and he talks to Kami. Piccolo's power, I think I said initially was around 100 million. I'll be nicer and say about 150. Sorry, I heard a buzzing because we've been having a yellow jack problem. So I would actually say a little closer to maybe 150. So when he actually does fuse a Kami, his power is like 300 million at this point. So he's not quite their level, the Super Saiyan level, but he is quite powerful at this point. Then we'll cut to the whole issue with Cell. He does go off to find Cell. I mean, Vegeta gets a bit of a Zenkai. Both Vegeta and Raditz get a Zenkai, thinking maybe they can take him on, but, they don't want to risk it. So then you have eventually Goku waking up, saying, okay, I know we can get a 1 year's worth of training, because I believe, did they train in there? Actually, Goku would be at it, because I remember now, yeah. Goku and Raditz, I believe, did train together, and no, he didn't. Wow, it's been a while since I've actually had to do this. Did I allow Raditz and Goku to train in the hyperbolic time chamber initially? Raditz came, agreed to go with Goku. They made it, and then they come back. No, I don't. I see what I think happened was, yeah, they trained in it once for preparing for Frieza. I believe. I'm pretty sure. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Okay, so no, as far as I know, they have not trained in it yet. So Goku talks about, go for a place to train. Now, the question is, where's Gohan in this? Well, Gohan, actually, I don't think... Goku does feel like maybe Gohan should be playing a part, but at the same time, because Raditz is there also, it's not just Goku and Gohan there, and Vegeta, it's Raditz there as well, so he can also see... And he's got their son, Trunks, so Trunks can also, lead the way for the future. Goku or Chi-Chi has also stressed that she doesn't want Gohan to be a fighter. I mean, and Raditz doesn't agree with that being a Saiyan, neither does Goku, but at the same time, I'm not going to argue with angry Chi-Chi. God, I don't like Chi-Chi. I get parentally where she was coming from. But for the essence of the world they live in and everything that's going on, that was a dumb decision on her part. So they do go for training, talk to Vegeta, but it would be Vegeta and adult Trunks that go in first. And now they come out. So the whole situation with Piccolo and 17 goes about the same. However, Piccolo is in a lot worse shape because he's just not as strong as 17 in this scenario. So ultimately, Cell shows up, is like, hello, boys, and then that whole shit goes down. Does absorb 17. He would be stronger than his canon counterpart as well. Probably some will say like 1.2 billion. So ultimately, they get out. Vegeta and Trunks get out. Goku and Raditz go in. They'll both basically, because here's the thing. Goku also had to spend some time teaching Gohan how to turn Super Saiyan. It's never specified how long it took Gohan to turn Super Saiyan. But because they both have Super Saiyan, you can cut out the middleman there. So there's extra training that can be done there, which allows them to get even more, which allows them to increase their power even more. I think you could even make an argument that Goku might understand might be pushing the Super Saiyan 2 boundary, but he's not. I don't think he'd be quite there. He just hasn't had Super Saiyan long enough, I think. And even though he's trained with Raz for a while, neither of them can. They reach perfect Saiyan. They reach that perfect Super Saiyan 1 form. But still, again, Vegeta and Trunks, at this point, I would put them probably at their canon level. So Vegeta's still Rex Rex Cell shit, but it's not as one-sided as it initially was, because power-wise, Vegeta was probably anywhere from 1.2 billion, if Cell's power was 1 billion, which most people generally contend it was, and Perfect Cell was roughly speaking about 2 billion suppressed. Then Vegeta had to have been roughly around 1.25 to maybe 1.5. It's probably likely that he was 1.5 because he was manhandling Semi-Perfect Cell. So ultimately, yeah, he's still doing well, but Cell's able to actually put up a legitimate fight this time. Their power isn't as drastically cut, and Vegeta. And here's the other thing too. Because Cell now puts up a better fight to Vegeta, Vegeta's actually allowed to push himself more and actually get more fulfillment out of the fight. So does this ultimately mean that Vegeta does kill Cell because he's getting more enjoyment out of the fight and actually getting a better challenge out of Cell? Unfortunately, no, because Cell is still able to play to Vegeta's ego, and it basically screws over everyone else, and he does eventually absorb 18, which I would imagine puts his base power now at 2.5 million, with his full power now around 4 million, and then when he becomes Perfect Cell again, or like a Super Perfect Cell when it comes back, when Gohan just wrecked his shit, he will be somewhere around, say, 5 billion, assuming we go that far. So, yes, now it is a one-sided, just boom, just it's like, look, you, me, hard as a cat. Got that? Crystal. That's a good one. All you feel is oblivion, and then the final flash still hurts Cell. Probably doesn't take as much because it took off like that giant chunk of his side. Maybe he takes off simply just his arm, but he's still. You think this is funny? It's not as funny. That's your face. It's kind of funny. I like the old arm better. Guess I'll just have to break this one in. So then you get Radditz and Goku. So basically, they end up coming out. The whole Trunks Cell thing does happen. Cell games are announced. Goku and Raditz make it out. Now, Goku and Raditz, power-wise, Goku's still stronger, but Raditz is a close second. I mean, he's like maybe Gohan close. Because Gohan, I think, was weaker in his standard Super Saiyan, in his base form, than Goku was. But Super Saiyan 2 pushed him well over Goku's power. I think that I would put Goku probably at about 65 million. I think that's a fair number. I'm around to say it's 65, which means he's 3.5 billion when he's all powered up. Likewise, Radditz is probably pushing about 55 to 60 million as well. I'll say 60, so he's about 3 billion. Then they'll come out, do the light training they can during the Cell games. Goku makes the declaration, and then basically the Cell games happen, Mr. Satan, poof, done. Okay, let's get the actual fight. Goku and Radditz are both like, okay, which one of us who gets him first? It's like, me. It's like, oh, is this gonna be? Oh, and let's say Radditz wins. So Radditz like, oh, it's you, and who are you again? It's like, oh, I'm Radditz. I'm going, oh yes, Radditz, I remember you. Hate to tell you, sorry. The reason I didn't remember you is because I don't believe you were worth putting inside my body. And everyone's just like, you know what I'm about. I was like, I know what I said, and I'm not taking it back. So their fight goes down, and initially Cell's holding back a bit, but again, Rad's is able to put up a solid fight against him, like a legitimate fight against him. Again, suppressed, he's about 2.5. At full power, he's maybe 4 billion, maybe 3. Let's cut out the middleman and say 3.75. Let's say close to 4 billion, and then if he comes back, 5 billion. So him and Radz are going toe to toe. Radz eventually though has to concede the fight. He's like, oh well, that's it's like, oh, that's all right. I will say though, you put up a much better fight than the prince there. Now this is pissing Vegeta off. It's like, damn you! And then Goku comes in and their fight goes down. Goku full power, that was almost even to Cell. So this is still that brawl, bar all knuckle brawl fight. That fight basically is the exact fight you get in the actual manga and in the anime. And then you get there's no warp Kamehameha though, sadly, but Goku still is able to maybe trick Cell into getting close for a point blank Kamehameha. Cell still regenerates from it. But here's the thing: there's no Gohan in this fight now. There is no Gohan in this fight. So the question becomes, how does the fight with Goku and Cell ultimately end? Because Goku gave up to give it to Gohan. But with no Gohan in this scenario, what does he do? I think this is more one of those things that Goku does, because Radditz has had a sense being that does, give his life if he has to. But Cell was also tired. We saw it too. Cell was also tired. He was getting his shit wrecked quite a bit with Goku. So the question becomes, like, how does this end between these two? Ultimately, I mean, what can you say except Goku, I imagine, does something, is like, Radditz realizes immediately like Goku's about to do something he shouldn't. It's like, no, Goku's like, me, using all the remaining power he has. It's like, fine then, Goku, we'll have it your way. And basically, it does more or less do the Gohan versus up, but he's got both his arms. Then it's like, I'm sorry, King. Goes like, wait, Goku, don't cry, Goku! Goku actually does the one thing he knows he shouldn't do in Super Saiyan, and there will be a what if at some point whether if Goku could use Kaioken as Super Saiyan. Jesus Christ, he's gonna be overpowered then. But just and it's not a super high Kamehameha, but maybe he does like a double. And his power, granted, his power level is still that he's just running out of stamina, but it pretty much doubled his power to about 7 billion briefly, and just boom, he just overwhelms up. So Cell gets just wrecked. Unfortunately, Goku can't survive it. Goku doesn't immediately die, but it just ripped his. Literally, it started more or less ligaments and muscles started legitimately tearing right there. It just. Like, go, Goku! Get him a sense of it! It's not gonna work this time, bro. Sorry. Sorry. He apologized to King Kai. You did what you had to, Goku. I'll see you soon, my friend. Now, Goku actually hasn't been brought back with the Dragon Ball Z. Well, don't worry, guys. You guys got the dragon. Well, as if you need to. And so, yeah, they will bring Goku back. This isn't going to be one of those things where Goku stays dead because he thinks it'll be better for the world. I do imagine Goku will stay around because, I mean, he's still got a brother and all that stuff. No, it's one of those things that's like, yeah, I mean, these guys come to because of me, but at the same, well, actually, Frieza didn't come because of him. Let's be clear about that. In this case, the androids might have been. Here's the thing: Radditz came because of him, Vegeta came because of him initially in their initial series. That's not the case this time. Radditz came because of him, but they eventually formed a bond, so he didn't threaten the Earth anymore. Vegeta, yeah, that was a problem initially, but him and his brother took care of it. Frieza, that wasn't because of Goku. In this scenario, that wasn't because of Goku. Yes, the Red Ribbon Army, the androids were, but ultimately, yeah, I mean, so yeah, they bring back Goku, and everyone else was killed by Cell, and that includes the androids. The androids do get brought back. So, that will lead to Krillin eventually meeting 18 and all that stuff, and they'll have Marin. So we still got about, I could go about another 7 minutes. I don't try to go beyond 25 minutes if I can. That seems like usually a good cutoff point when I'm doing a video. At least a non-review video. Reviews, I'll make those as long or short as I want, but some of these videos I like to keep in a certain time frame. So, I mean, with the 7-year time skip now, Goku gets brought back, Chi-Chi's happy, everyone's happy. What's going on there? Well, Radditz and Bulma, they're happy. I think they might even have, Bra a little earlier. Vegeta still lives at Capsule Corp, I think. Or, he just says he can't take this, this atmosphere with lovey-dovey and all this. So he kind of lives out on his own, makes a house. And he's generally actually okay with his solitude. He's kind of like a Piccolo in that regard. He's actually okay with his solitude. Him, Goku, and Raditz still train with each other. I do think all three of them reach Super Saiyan 2 with enough training and time. I would imagine, though, that Goku is probably... hitting about the 75 million at this point. Radditz is hitting about the 7 years worth of hardcore training. Goku's already at 60 million, I put him at. Or 6.5, 65. No, we could put him at 100 million. I think that's fair. Radditz would probably be about 90, and Or, you know what? Honestly, at this point, because Vegeta would really want to be putting the effort in, I actually think Vegeta would surpass base-wise Rads at this point. So we'll put Vegeta at 90 and Rads at 85. Everyone else, you know, they're fine. I think even Gohan may have been taught, like, figured out how to do Super Saiyan at this point. Gohan at this point is not a super strong fighter, but he's still more than capable than most anyone else on the planet. So compared to like Vegeta, Raditz, Goku, or even maybe Piccolo, he's not as immensely powerful, but he's still well and above like the strongest non-human fighter on the planet. So when push comes to shove, he could defend the planet if he had to. I mean, like Super Saiyan, we'll put I think to be fair, I can't remember where I left Gohan at. Let's say Super Saiyan. If Gohan was Super Saiyan, he's 100 million. So we cut, and there's the whole martial arts tournament. It's still, because of the power level fluctuations and stuff like that, it's still, everyone believes Satan still, won the World Martial Arts Tournament, or saved the world, so he's the champion, saved the world. We cut to the World Martial Arts Tournament, so, I mean, everyone's going to participate at this point, so they get a good, solid fight. Vegeta should know, Vegeta's nowhere near as resentful. What I'm trying to say is we're not going to see Majin Vegeta, I don't think. He's had enough time to spar with Radditz. He has surpassed Radditz. You can sense that he's surpassed Radditz. Still needs to surpass Goku, but because he's surpassed Radditz, he's got a sense of accomplishment. You know, he's leveled out. He has leveled out. He's probably got a similar attitude to early Super Vegeta, minus the Family Man aspect of him. So that's the thing. So I mean, all the pairings are kind of similar, although you know Raditz faces off against no one, and Vegeta and Goku would be the first ones up. So Shin, the whole Krillin thing that happens, the Saiyaman thing happens, where Videl gets the crap together and Saiyaman. Granted, Gohan's showing up dressed as Saiyaman, but with the sunglasses and the turban, without the cape though, and probably has a similar outfit he probably has a Piccolo outfit because he's always respected Piccolo, and even this version he has respected Piccolo to some regard. Likewise, you should know that Raditz outfit isn't his Saiyan outfit. I think Raditz probably wears something akin to what Goku or Piccolo wear. In fact, I would imagine. Actually, I could see him pulling off Piccolo. Outfit-wise, I've always liked Piccolo's outfit. It was a very simple outfit. Goku's outfit look works for him, but I could never see like Piccolo with weighted training clothes underneath his gi. I think it looks good the way it is. I could see Raditz doing something very similar, but I could also see him still wearing his wristbands. Maybe he has like a Capsule Corp logo shirt underneath there, something like that. Or maybe his gi has the Capsule Corp logo. So I could definitely see that. Ultimately, yeah, Gohan shows off Super Saiyans, like, yeah, and then, you know, Spopovich and Yamu steal his energy. Should note, though, that the amount of energy they steal would be impressive. But remember, Gohan's energy was around 3.5. I put him, because he was half of Boo's energy. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan at that point was half of Majin Boo's energy. And I put it because he's not as strong as his canon counterpart either. I have to believe he was, and he wasn't able to even go toe to toe with Deborah, or he was able to go toe to toe, but he couldn't defeat Deborah outright. So his power must have in Super Saiyan 2 dropped to maybe 3.5 or something like that, 3.5 billion from 5, which is an impressive drop. Because he said, you know, he was stronger when he fought Cell. And we have to assume they're going with Cell, super perfect Cell. Because like the books actually put Deborah's power like 4,000 killi, whatever that reading is. But at Cell's power, that it would make sense. It makes sense basically that they correspond to each other. Like a 1 killi is like equal to 1 billion, and Goku's Super Saiyan was like 3 killi. Anyway, so at 3.5 billion, he was equal to half Boo's energy. At about 100 million. Well, I mean, let's be fair. I'm sure he would do some off and on training with his dad. So I could be a lot nicer. I should be a bit nicer. We'll put him at 20 million, and that gives him a solid billion in terms of power level. So that means that while not half of Boo's power, he's equal to roughly. Give me 1 second here. Where's my calculator? There's my calculator. What is 3 billion, or what is 3 billion divided by 1 billion? In terms of a percentage. No, I'm not going to do the calculator. I think I can do it. It's about it's under a third, but it's not under a third by a lot. So what would be, it was essentially less than a third of 50%. That would be, roughly speaking, about, I mean, a third, roughly speaking, is about 15-ish million. Because 16 million immediately puts it over 50. So, well, that doesn't make, no, it's a little under 16 million. It's a little under 16 million is the third. So, under a third. So we'll put it at about, let's be nice, say 15% of boost power, which would still impress Bobby. Nowhere near as much as the 50%, but still impress Bobby. And then they go off, and the Z-Fighters go. You have Raditz, Piccolo, Goku, Krillin, and Gohan. And then, the tournament goes about the same. Basically, it goes about the same 100%. Goten and Trunks, they duke it out. They hide as the imposter and fight 18. That doesn't go well. So we'll leave it with them going to, both Krillin and Piccolo get frozen in stone. So we'll leave it at that, I think. I think that's a good spot to leave it at. That's where we're leaving it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review at some point. I just would win Star Wars, Superhero, Magic, what if, anything I do on the channel. Put that in the comments below. Let me know. I'll get to that at some point. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.